How do guys? Right, so I'm answering a few questions here. Now, some of these questions have been going back probably 3 or 4 years, yeah, so they've gone back quite a bit. So, and the question is we ever get a baiting pole and do a review? Well, the answer on there is going to be no straight away. Right, so my very first question, and you can actually use the old internet for this, obviously, say, when did this Signet baiting pole come out? Because that's when I very first got answered the question, will I get one? Yeah, the Signet baiting pole. Obviously, there's more on the market now, and there's Nash Bushwhacker, and there's many more, even on eBay. So if you type in baiting pole on there, you'll see endless options. Right. I got views on them. Yeah. Now, back in the day, I was a bitter bobber, so I did everything apart from sea fishing and fly fishing. I just wasn't interested in those two, and I still never will be. So, with doing everything, when I first started, obviously I was on rod and line, like most of us had possibly started. And then the pole came out, yeah, the commercial fishing pole. And you look into your left, and it's like, he's had quite a few. And then you look to your right, and it's like, he's had quite a few. He's had more. He's had more. I'm going to get one of these and give it a go. And then you see why. Why they're actually catching more. Because it is all down, same as what the baiting pole is. It is pinpoint accuracy. Yeah. You can fish within inches, 6 inches, foot, whatever you want to fish in. Same with the baiting pole. You can put a cup on the end, chip it out there, turn it over. You're dropping your freebies down there, as well as obviously you got your bait there as well. So a little bit like what the baiting pole is. The only difference is with the baiting pole, you're obviously going to pull it back once obviously you've done the biz. Yeah. Now with the pole, it had its advantages and it also had disadvantages as well. Now I can see the baiting pole going to be the exact same scenario. So the advantages were, like I say, pinpoint accuracy. Able to keep the bait within a certain area. I can get it tighter into things like up to snags and stuff like that. I can get it amongst snags if I really wanted to. Not that I'm a favourite, I'll go down those lines in a moment. But if it's a windy day and a very harsh wind, trying to keep that pole straight is an absolute nightmare. You're always fighting it. It's always going to the right or to the left, whichever way the wind's going. And it is literally a colossal fight. You feel like you got a fish on, even though it's not. It's just the wind, and you're just battling the wind all the time. So that was one of the reasons why I came off, and it obviously do your backing over a long period of time. Baiting pole's not really going to do that, because you're only going out for a short time, drop it, and like I say, back again. So you're not really good with knackering up your back, no matter what attachments you've got on front of, say, your seat box to the pole. So it has got advantages, it has got disadvantages, and like I say, I can see the baiting pole being the same. Right. One of the things what I like to do, I like to feel the lead down onto what I'm on. Now, the Nash Bushwhacker has came out with a new scoop on the end, and it what has got the attachment to put a deeper on there, and also the lead dropper on there, so you can actually bounce the lead on the bottom and have a better idea on what you're fishing on. It is better than just literally turning it over. It's like a pub chuck sort of thing. Yeah, you got a better idea. If you're using a PVA bag, then as soon as it touches water, it's shot anyway, isn't it? But you can see what I'm saying. If you go for the cheaper ranges, I don't believe any of them have got that on. I do like the idea with the deeper. So if you have got a deeper, you can obviously have a feature find as well, as long as it's within sonar range, which is 3 foot, 4 foot, whatever they're at. I can't remember what mine were. With a bait boat, you can do the same sort of things with that as well, but with the baiting poles, I'm going to give you an idea. Say a willow tree, you can actually send it past a willow tree and then turn it over. With a bait boat, you might be able to get underneath the willow tree if it's very fine, or if you've got a little gap where you can drive through sort of thing. But a lot of times you've got to worry about, is it going to get snagged itself? Yeah. Now, why don't I like, personally, snag fishing? Right, the reasons why I don't like snag fishing, unless I know the water, or I've investigated the water, i.e. being in there with prodding stake landing net basically, in the waders, or just try to mooch around the edges and stuff like that. If I know what I'm fishing over, I'm more confident, and I know for well I'm fishing better for fish safety as well. If I'm firing in blind, and I've actually sent it right over, say, a branch, what's in the water, what I can't see out of the water, say I've gone over it and that fish actually decides to swim towards me, well, my line is going to be going like that towards the snag, over the branch, and then obviously under towards me. I ain't going to get that out. It's just going to be a ping for a break, isn't it? So that's one of the reasons why I don't like to be snag fishing. So I don't want to be tethering up fish. I don't really want to be losing fish. But the main thing is I don't want to risk, obviously, their livelihood. Yeah, I want to be catching them, enjoying them, and putting them back for either me to catch again at another day or someone else to enjoy as well. So that's the reason why I fish how I do. I'll fish up to snags, leave myself a bit of a distance. Excuse me, my throat's going. Leave myself a little bit of distance so I've got room for them to swim towards me on a run, swim away from me on a run, left or right, whichever way they want to go. I've got room. So when I'm in the bed at night, I can swing my legs out of the bed because I'm never zipped up. I can get my shoes on, I can pop out my bivvy and lift into my rod with confidence. Yeah, that's the reasons why I do that. So do I personally think the baiting pole is effective? I'd say yes. Do I think the bait boat is effective? I've had a bait boat, yeah, used them over a number of years. I do think they're effective as long as you use them correctly. Yeah, don't overload them with bait and stuff like that. Bait boats as well, in my opinion, they're getting smaller. Yeah, you can have the big ones if you really want to put out a mountain of bait. Say you're in like France or Holland or somewhere like that, you can put a massive amount of bait out and then just sit on it. But because the bait boats are getting smaller and lighter, it's going to be easier to get from your transportation now you got to your swim, to your lake. So from your car to your swim, than it is the baiting pole, which with the extra sections you feel like you need a second hold all, so you're carrying 2 hold alls as well as your bivvy and everything else to go with it as well. Out of all of them, baiting pole, bait boat, none of them, what do I actually personally prefer? I'm going to say none of them, and the reason why is because I feel like I'm fishing more effectively. I feel like I'm actually putting in more hard work to actually catch these fish. I've got to be hitting it on the spot. I can feel the lead down every time. Like I say, the Nash Bushwhacker's got the lead dropper. Yeah, you can, with a bait boat, you can feel it down, but it's very, very light compared to obviously casting it. But I feel more rewarded not using any of these, and that's one of the reasons why I got rid of a lot of tech. So I got rid of the bait boat, I got rid of the deeper, I got rid of the underwater camera. I feel better. I'm lighter going in my session as well, so I'm actually not as cluttered up, so I'm able to literally just go there to do what I'm going to do. Where if I'm taking the other kit, I've got to think about where am I going to put this other kit, I've got to set the other kit up, etc, etc. It's a bit more awkward to play about with. Do they work? Yes, of course they do. I'm not saying they don't work. It is just another weapon in your arsenal what you could actually catch these fish with. Some places have the bans on the bait boats. Some places are coming up with bans on the baiting poles now as well. If you can use them, like I say, they are a good tool. The deeper is a great tool as well, and the other fish finders out there, great tools to have. It will give you a lot of research, and then you can actually put that into your watercraft until you say, I don't need it anymore, yeah, like myself, and then obviously get rid. But they are there to help you guys, yeah. So if you never tried it and you wanted one, you're looking into one, then why not? I'm not saying not to get it. For any of you guys what have already used obviously the baiting pole, put your comments below, yeah. So obviously if you got any positives, negatives, what I've not already covered, and then any guys watching this video what's interested, they can obviously have a quick scout through on to the comments, and then obviously go from there. So read your comment as well as my personal opinion as well. Other than that, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.